Are you ready? Okay. Well, hi, I'm Mike Bradford, and I produce all kinds of bands from Deep Purple to Kid Rock to Anita Baker to Madonna, and I'm always looking for something new, something that will do something different than what I already have. And what this C-ThruMusic device is able to do is it's a controller, but it can be anything you want it to be. It's completely programmable. It's completely versatile. And the nice thing is, instead of a typical controller having keys laid out like a piano keyboard, these keys are laid out in a different fashion. You can still do triads in the traditional fashion, but instead of going across, they're laid in a convenient way. Like this is a major, this is a minor. And you don't have to move your hand around a lot, which opens up a lot of possibilities. Because you don't have to go that far to get this, you also don't have to go that far to get this. So to get a way to jump across a keyboard on a regular keyboard, your hands would be this far apart already, and with this you're only doing that. But to me, what's really going to make this useful is, rather than being a piano with a compressed keyboard, I think it's more of a controller with a much wider range. It's got over 100 buttons on it, so there's a wide range of what you can control. It's got the ability to control different MIDI channels and different, you can control programs. I mean, there's a module here that's got MIDI patches in it, but I can change the patch from here. And if I had more modules, I could change more patches. The other thing it does, though, is because of the keyboard layout, it lets you think outside the box. You wouldn't, if your hands are like this, you might play a normal sort of scale, but when your fingers can jump way across a range, let's say you're doing a film score and you're trying to do something dramatic. That's something that's very dramatic that you could write as a score, but on a traditional keyboard, it's a lot harder to reach. It's a lot harder to think in that way. But this is this is very versatile. Then if you can combine it with the fact that you can trigger anything, whether it's a drum, a keyboard, a horn sound, or anything. But also, a lot of people use controllers now for other purposes. You know, say you're in a band and you trigger samples. Well, if you've got this many buttons, you've got a lot more samples than normal on an MPC or an Octapad that you can be triggering. Also, if you're triggering effects, let's say you're a lighting director, this thing could also be mapped to control lighting effects. This could be on a theatrical situation where you're setting up lights, sound effects, visual effects like smoke machines, curtains. It could all be controlled from one thing. And these are labeled right now with notes, but I can see them easily being labeled as smoke, and curtain A and light B. Because it's velocity sensitive too, not only can you get volume changes, but with lighting controllers, you can get light level changes too. I think anybody who's in electronic music, composition, especially experimental composition, or people who just want to think outside the box, would get an incredible amount of use out of this thing.